Hey Virgos, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your Spirit Tarot forecast for the month of June. Hey guys, so first off, yes, I am now updating the description as Spirit Tarot forecast. I am moving forward from calling it Divination forecast, since it's pretty obvious at this point that I'm intuiting messages from Spirit, so there we have that. Other updates are I am updating the offerings that I'm doing through personal readings. So I know many people have asked me before a few of these questions, and now, in addition to the audio files that I typically send for some readings, about half of my readings, now I am also offering live Skype readings. Yeah. So while I'm actually recording your reading, you can actually watch me doing it and then talk to me when I'm finished with it. And in addition to that, I'm also offering the hour life coaching session, which is not a tarot reading, but rather a conversational format where, we can just discuss some of the other things that you might need clarity on. I always say it's not a substitute for reading, it's more of a supplement. And a supplement for, like, life in general as if any other ordinary counseling, but it's more like spiritual counseling. So, like, on top of just the discussion, I can also draw cards if I need them every once in a while, maybe a card here or there, or getting my auto writing cues as I tend to do now in videos, as you've probably noticed from last month. But anyhow, that said, Virgos, those are my updates, and we're going to get into your spread, because guess what? There are a ton of cards here. Like, I didn't know when it was going to be done, but it's always perfect as it needs to be. Give me a second, because that's the big one. Like, there were a few. Sometimes when I'm feeling it, I can feel the excitement of my guidance as I'm picking the cards and which cards are the big deal ones. And the funny thing is that that some carry very heavy energy, and you had quite a few different cards like that, okay? And we even had like an advanced tactic here because I had to do a straight on top of a straight, which is a first for me, for the card sets. Okay, all right, cool. Start with this. Okay, cool. So, funny that I was just talking about guidance because here's your first card. Guidance. This is like your bonus cards. We haven't even gotten into the regular cards yet, okay, guys? Because you got two sets of bonus cards. So we got guidance, allow, and it's starting to sound like everybody else's reading that I've done so far. Purpose, okay, and King of Wands, straighting with open your heart, okay? So here we go, getting started. It seems to be a fairly spiritual week for a lot of the signs. Okay, a lot of the ones that I've been reading for so far all have an energy of connecting with spirit, ascension, all that kind of fun stuff. For you, guidance is functioning pretty strong on that, yeah, because getting guidance, okay, I gotta say this, guys. Getting guidance and allow together, hello, is about allowing your intuition, your spiritual guidance, your instincts, your impulse, your sixth sense, whatever the hell you want to call it, come through. Okay, so that much is very obvious already, and again, we haven't even started turning the other cards yet. Purpose being paired with all of this shows me that it has to do with, yep, your purpose, and understanding your purpose deeper. Okay? Then, because King of Wands here is being shared with allow, guidance, and purpose, that shows me, give me a minute. So that is it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Because they're focusing on the crown of the king, which to me represents the idea of you coming into greater senses of power, authority, self-mastery. Yeah, and now they're throwing in the open your heart, and they're focusing on the word heart. So it's about being more connected to your heart's calling, your sense of purpose, because sense of purpose is really important right now for the month of June for Virgos, and even more so, it's the idea of understanding your sense of purpose on a deeper level, okay? Because we've got, again, guidance, allow, purpose, okay? Give me a minute, because I'm seeing if they... Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn the reaping cards now, which are a ton of cards. Because there's always a ton of cards in reaping now, but that's kind of the major area, so we just go with it. I always say this, I will draw as many damn cards as I need to get the message the right way. Alright, here we go. Wow. And here we go. Here we go. And I was already talking, and talking way too much already, about how this was kind of going to be a spiritual month for a lot of people. Here we go. Here we go. And this is all just... Give me a second, because I could already see where this is going. I guess these two are just kind of whatever. Yep. I literally got a W for whatever. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we've got quite... This was just a long straight, guys. Okay? Here we go. How I was talking about how it's going to be a spiritual month for a lot of people, intuitive month for a lot of people. 7th chakra, the crown. 6th chakra, third eye. These are the most intuitive damn chakras. Okay? But here we go, because there's even more. There's even more. And this is all reaping, remember, okay? Resistance. Then transition. Then trust. Okay? Then birth. Okay? Which to me leads into these two chakra cards. 7th chakra, crown. 6th chakra, third eye. So for reaping, for you guys, it's going to have to do with overcoming natural resistance to, you know, any of your intuitive, impulsive, or primal gifts, I would call them, and opening yourself more to it in order to highlight your purpose and allow greater guidance. And no, you don't have to, in order to do this, you do not need to have spirit communicating with you directly, writing letters in your mind, or making you wink inadvertently like this, okay? I just like to say that because I think that people would, that's pretty high-functioning spiritual connection. I would say, you know, for people who are just trying to get a grip on the very introductory level of that, I always suggest crystal meditation because that's always a great way to start being able to perceive and receive energy through spirit and through, you know, through that energy exchange. Because you get it through the crystal, but ultimately I really do think it's just like spirit at the end of the day because that's how they learned how they could communicate to me in other ways too. But this is a learning process, because I got this for Capricorn, too, and Capricorn's been getting this a lot. Like, they haven't just gotten it this month, they got a lot of months, and I consider that relevant since you're an Earth sign, too, and I've got tons of Earth in my chart, and it's not as easy for Earth or Air to... or maybe even Fire, too. Like, water's the easiest for them to want to tap into intuitive gifts or their gut instincts, because it's so natural. But I know there can be resistance on the Earth front to engage those gifts, particularly, I would say Virgos, to me, out of the three, are the most cerebral of the Earth signs. That's not a bad quality to have, but that's why we have the resistance here, okay? That's why we have resistance here. And again, it's about transitioning into that trusting area where you can trust your higher guidance more and then use it to your greatest advantage. And I feel like this is like a lesson for quite a few people this month already. For June, yeah, because Capricorn was a lot about this too, even though for Capricorn it's a lot more about seeing how intuitive gifts can be a power. For you, it's about literally learning to listen, I think. That's right. Okay, cool. We got that. Yeah, because for you, it really is as simple as just learning to listen. And it's not about learning to listen about just something external, because I don't want for you guys to be confused and freaked out about that, because it can be confusing and it can freak you out when it starts to get to that level, which, trust me, happens much later and depends on how open you are and how open you are to understanding and receiving that kind of level. The introductory level isn't that scary at all and isn't that invasive. Like, literally, it can just be feeling energy, feeling people's feelings or energies, feeling the energy of a situation, knowing things before they're going to happen. It's that kind of thing. Like, it can be very, very low key. But it's that same idea of, when you go, like, you do something and then you go, damn it, I knew I should have done that other thing that I really knew I should have done. That's how low functioning your intuition and your higher guidance can be when you're in those intro levels. And again, like, I'm sorry if there are people watching this who are, like, way more advanced in their connection than that, but since I need to take it from an intro level because I see the resistance card, I need to offer it this way through the message. Okay, let me see if we can start, turn in some other cards here. More bonus cards. Oh, God. Ready to get more spiritual, guys? You ready? Okay. Transformation. Healing of the heart and spirit. And flow. All right. So this has to do with you using it more on a broad level. Transformation shows me you being able to rely on these gifts more. And trust me, I know that you might be, thinking that this is just an agenda thing, but really it's just an important lesson for all of humanity to be learning right now. That's why so many people are being given this lesson. I don't even remember if Pisces got this one because they're probably so already feeling it's obvious, but it is an important lesson for a lot of signs, so I gotta bring it out when it's out there, okay, guys? Flow has to do with you being able to integrate this more into your life as a whole, so it becomes easier to integrate as just a natural thing like breathing. So it's the idea that when it's natural and when you're used to understanding that higher guidance, that you can just tap into it the way that it's like breathing in and out, okay? Give me a second, because they want me to bring this back, which is the third eye. Okay, so your intuitive abilities, no matter how high or how low the frequency, or how high or low the functioning, the way it functions is, or how invasive or how subtle it is, can be tapped into and can be a great advantage. Give me a second. Okay, they really want me to bring in birth too, because I think for a lot of you this would be something that is either a new experience, or for some of you it might be a new level, okay? Because it's important to understanding that the next, like, 2 decades and onward will be a period where we're actually understanding all of this a lot better and implementing it in much better and greater ways. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me see what else we're gonna... Okay, cool. We're gonna go into energy that surrounds you for the month now, because we've already covered so much of that, but this is the technical area, and I always like to include it. All right. Oh my god. And guys, I always say this, but okay, say it with me. You can't make this shit up. Unique gifts! God. Unique gifts. Can you read that? Can you see that there? As much as I've been harping on about it this entire damn reading. Unique gifts. God. There we go. There it is. Just in case you were like, hell, you don't get it. That's not right. That's not the message this month. Unique gifts. Unique friggin' gifts. There we go. And, wait a minute, because I didn't notice this. What's this card? What does this say? I wonder after Hal was just blabbing on this whole time about how this might be new for me, or this might, what does this say? New growth. New freaking growth. There we go. There we go. New growth as well. So yeah, feeling pretty vindicated right now. But there we go, and those were tied together. So there we have it. Unique gifts, new growth, bam. Energy surrounding the month, pretty obvious at this point. Driving it on home for you. All right. And again, I like the backlighting because it makes the pictures a lot clearer. So that's lovely. Yeah, they rearranged the living room, so we're having a shift in more ways than one. There we go. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. Because we were already kind of getting around to this, but this is important. This is big stuff. Third chakra, solar plexus. Gotta love this deck because it has chakra cards. That's why I love having multiple decks. Here we go. And then honor yourself. All right. This goes into what I was already talking about how do you know you're listening to your higher guidance, because you're listening to that gut part of yourself that already knows what's right. Okay? Solar plexus has to do with stability in this case, and being steadfast, being persistent, being reliant. Give me a second, because I know that they... okay, they want me to bring in the crown chakra one. So that shows me that in this case, you know, it's going to be, I believe there will be a mental block, I gotta be honest, towards allowing your guidance in, okay? Really big because they circled the guidance card. There will be a mental block towards allowing your guidance in more by trusting your instincts more. That is the most, you know, pedestrian way to word it. Trusting your guidance, trusting your instincts rather, but which really is your guidance and your spiritual guidance ultimately, which helps you ultimately honor yourself more because it has to do with being more in line with your true heart, your true callings, your true instincts that lead you into the right circumstances. Okay? And there are never any wrong like, don't get me wrong, there's no such thing as a wrong circumstance because we are constantly in this rotating giant clock that is the world, that is the universe, where we are constantly setting each other off in order to make the other person act. So don't get freaked out by that, but it makes things so much easier when you're tapped into your guidance. Yeah, there we go. That's what really had to come out there. But if you want to learn more about that, I've got a new video up, Human Element, Universal Trump. Watch that video. I say those damn words all the time. I just kind of coined them on my own, and they're how I kind of describe the universal package and how things are all interconnected, or at least how I can perceive it. So, you know, feel free to check that out if you want to know more about that, okay? All right, cool. Energy you are bringing, and I knew I was gonna see this card. Okay. Because I clairvoyantly do get images of my cards sometimes and can claircognizantly sense what certain cards are gonna be. Okay. They had me pick out this deck that I didn't wind up having to use because we used the Sultry deck so much. This is the Deviant Moon Tarot. In that deck, there is this one card called the Page of Wands, and he always represents risk to me, and calculated risk. And I was like, wait, we didn't need to use that deck, but I could have swore I would have needed that card in that deck. That's because they found risk in this deck. Okay? So, pretty big deal. And the risk for you has to do with trying to tap into your higher guidance. Yep. And it feels like a risk to you because it's something that's unusual, okay? And again, the risk has to do with, you know, being able to connect deeper with your full potential and your higher potential. Because I know Virgos, I consider you one of what I call the self-depreciating trinity of the zodiac, others being Scorpio and Capricorn. So I know Virgos are really self-critical. And it can be hard for you to, you know, accept maybe more of what you want, but have to counterbalance with everything else in the world. With that guidance, allow, and purpose, you really do need to let in your true intuition, your true guidance, your instincts. I'm going to call them instincts since that might be easier for you to take in. Because again, it makes everything easier when you can follow your instincts. Yep, that's right. Okay, cool. And it makes it easier to integrate into your whole rest of your life and how you integrate into the lives of others, it really just makes everything flow that much easier when you're connected to your instincts and acting upon your instincts. And again, your instincts are really just your spiritual guidance and connection. Hold on. Cool, I just needed a confirmation on that. I got the Y for yes, so there we go. Um, yeah, I believe I already told you that I got the auto writing letters in my head, so for those of you just joining us, there we go. But anyhow, so there we go. And they want me to do action. Okay, so I'll do action next. Haha, you're getting like all the damn chakras, guys. It's probably because it's pretty important at this stage for you. Oh, and you're getting, and why was I saying instinct this whole damn reading? Second chakra, the sacral chakra. This is kind of, it's so silly to say it this way, but this is kind of my favorite chakra, I guess. Because so many of the stones that I got when I started were sacral chakra stones, because clairsentience is my #1 sensatory ability. I know, I totally made up that word. You know I did. But the point is, sacral chakra has to do with what area around your guts and your special places. But it has to do with, so sacral is tied to both deep impulse and instinct, and also sexuality and sensuality. But in this case, it has to do with sensory experience, okay? And they're bringing back in the tingling in my hands. Because when I started to be able to perceive my clairsentience, it came through tingling through my hands. And then sometimes like a brush of energy against my cheeks, which at the time would tell me like left hand, right hand for the cards I was holding to pick the right card. Because I picked the cards through energy for those just joining us. So it's about you being able to begin to tap into that sensory experience more, to be able to perceive the energy. Which you can comfortably call instinct, but is actually your spiritual guidance and higher guidance. Having that paired with awakening is showing me, again, your need to tap into your instincts more, therefore they can become an asset that you can rely upon. Okay, because that's what it's going to come to. These are tools for the toolbox of humanity as we evolve forward into this new era and into this new wave of humanity, basically. So, yay, homework! It's like your first assignment is to watch Crystal Meditation 101. I just posted a video about that too. So if you're looking for a resource and you're going, how the hell do I connect into my higher guidance? How the hell do I connect into my instincts? That can also be a benefit. I mean, I didn't put up all of them that I could, but I did the intro one. That'll give you something to go off of, because I always believe in giving people a resource and not just offering a criticism, but giving something to be a resource to help with that. Okay? All right, give me a second. Guidance. Risk. Okay, they're showing me guidance with risk, so again, that shows me the idea that you need to trust yourself more as far as with your instincts, because it is a risk to trust that impulse and that guidance, but trust me, it can, yeah, be of a major, major asset the more you, the more that you rely upon it, the more you trust it, the more you learn how to navigate it. And guess what your reflection is? And this is really big for you guys, since I saw that energy of resistance. And then, you know, it builds into, again, sorry, I have to do this, because it'll make the last card really ring for you. Resistance was there for reaping, but then transition, okay, trust, birth. And then those two banging chakras of intuition, the crown and third eye. What is your reflection? What is your reflection? That's like, who's your daddy? Sorry about that. That might have come off a little bit too sensual. Gratitude is your reflection. So the idea is, don't be freaked out by the idea that you should start trusting your instincts and your intuition and your higher spiritual guidance more. Because the whole point is, it's a friggin' gift, guys, and it really is. You know, sometimes you have to be taught lessons through that gift, True story. I can go into those another time in another video. And it's always to teach us more lessons to make us better. But the gratitude is really important because these are gifts being given to us. Like there always are inherent gifts. And I gotta be honest and get on my soapbox for a second, but I believe on a personal level that certain religions have sought to keep these abilities out of the hands of people because they wanted for them to be dependent upon them so that they would have to look to other people to bestow upon them the grace of God and the universe. But the grace of God in the universe is inherent and exists in every single one of us. Yeah, that's right. And and we need to not only be able to understand that, but be able to, you know, understand our own sanctity and our own holiness in being able to be a force of power, a force of, beauty, a force of strength. And part of that is being able to look to your higher guidance, which is from within and not from outside. Again, it's like you don't need to look towards other people or even, um, you know, like books about get everything you want instead of seeing the higher wisdom in what's happening to you. Because I'm sorry, I always get into this whole like fight about the law of attraction because it goes completely against everything I believe in. Powers of attraction for me is a reading. It's not law of attraction, okay, guys? I believe we all have inherent abilities of how to attract certain influences into our life, and we've been born with those for a reason. Law of attraction is saying, if you just, plug at it and plug at it, you're going to get what you want because you want it. And I don't believe in that. I believe in higher wisdom. I believe things that we don't want to happen in order to teach us lessons, in order to make us stronger for the next chapter and everything like that. So, I mean, sorry to have to get on that soapbox about it, but because it's not about obtaining power just to get what you want all the time. It's about obtaining higher power to become wiser and to see how you play into the big picture of life and how you can give more and how you can be more as an individual by tapping into all of that. Because sometimes it's not all about what we want or what we think we want at the time. And once we tap into all of this other stuff, it can help a lot, and it can help you put things into perspective, too. And I know you're probably like, well, I am watching your channel, dude. Like, I kind of get this. But I have to include that just in case there would have been some, resistance to you trying to experience some of this on your own level. Because, again, we got the resistance card, guys. And I know this month's going to be about breaking down some resistance for you and finding trust and, and new experience and excitement through being able to find a way of tapping into your own intuition, extra senses more. But again, don't forget that gratitude card, because sometimes it's easy to forget that. But like these things aren't a punishment; they're an absolute gift, and it's like, it's not meant to scare us, and it's not meant to polarize us. It's meant to be used to your greatest advantage, and not just for your greatest advantage, but for your greatest wisdom in order to become your greatest self. Okay, guys? I think that's it. Give me 1 second if there's anything else I need to bring in. Okay, sorry, they want me to bring this back one more time, and that's the crown chakra again. I realize you may have mental blocks towards this, in which case I would definitely suggest crystal meditation, because that can kind of help you get out of your head and into your energy. Yeah, okay, guys, all right. Okay, that said, I do personal readings. If you want one, hit the link below. Hope you do, and I hope you have an awesome month. I'll see you later.